Hi, this is Alexander Marquez with part two of a three-part series of how to develop maximum efficiency in your business. And if you're able to master how to become more efficient, you're going to be able to create success in a more rapid fashion because the reality is that most people are just not very efficient. They just act randomly, and they just hope that by some kind of magical, lucky formula they're gonna achieve success. But that's not how truly successful people think. They realize that they have to maximize their potential. They have to maximize their time, and they have to become super efficient. Just think of it kind of like a race car. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with NASCAR or these kind of racing sports. The vehicle needs to be in an optimal condition. For It needs to run in the most efficient manner for the driver to be able to have a chance to win the race. And the same way in your businesses, the more efficient you become, the more powerful you will become, and the more successful you will become. So the first thing that I want to mention in part two is displacement activities. Displacement activities are typical activities that a lot of unsuccessful business people participate in. Let me just give you a few examples. Let's say you're in sales, right? So when you're in sales, you know that in order to make money, you have to make sales. And in order to make sales, you have to be talking to somebody. You have to be on the phone. You have to be making phone calls. You need to have to be setting appointments. You have to be in front of people. You have to be closing the deal. But what a lot of salespeople do is they participate in displacement activities, and these are activities that are not really profitable activities. For example, although I'm big on personal development, if I'm a salesman and I'm spending all of my day reading books, I'm not making sales. So reading books is a displacement activity when it comes to generating sales, because you're not going to generate a sale by reading a book. You can always read the book after your work hours, but while you're working, that would qualify a displacement activity. For example, checking your email. That's a displacement activity. So the more you're able to reduce displacement activities and focus on the real activities you should be doing, which is generating activities that lead to direct sales, the more efficient you will become. So that's number one, is you have to avoid constantly checking your email. Discipline yourself to maybe check it once in the morning and once at night, tops. But don't be constantly checking your email, all day long like a lot of people do. They have their mobile devices, and every time they hear a little notification sound, they have to check their email. It's just not a very efficient way to operate. You gotta avoid doing that. You gotta avoid displacement activities. Number two is you have to discipline yourself to say no to distractions, because successful people understand that in order to become more efficient, they have to discipline themselves to work from the beginning of their workday to the end of their workday. If you're at a job, it would mean, if you're working, a typical schedule, 8 to 5 type of schedule, you're gonna discipline yourself to, if you have a desk job, to just sit on your desk and do your jobs and avoid distractions. If coworkers come to want to talk to you, you're gonna tell them, we'll talk during lunch. Those are the people that usually excel in companies. Those are the people that usually get promoted. When it comes to business, it's the same thing. You have to set up a schedule, set up a work schedule. It's no different. Become disciplined. And the problem is that when you are having a business, a lot of the people that know you, they don't, because they don't have that business mindset, they don't understand that you're actually working. And they'll say things like they'll want to meet you at certain times, and they don't understand that you're in a work mode. But because they you tell them you have a business, they, in their mind, it's like you're not doing anything. Like you just stop doing what you're doing and go participate in whatever activity they want to participate. You have to learn to say no, to focus on your work schedule that you have set up for yourself. So learn to say no to distractions. Number 3 is, what most people do is they take care of the easy task first. And they get in the habit of, doing a bunch of easy tasks, and they leave the most difficult task for the end. The problem is that sometimes by the end of the day, you don't have the same energy that you have in the morning. So the key to becoming more efficient is discipline yourself to get the difficult task out of the way first. So then as your energy decreases, the remaining tasks are easier tasks that you'll be able to accomplish with no problem. So tackle the biggest task first, the most complicated, the most challenging, and that'll lead you to a more productive day. And finally is just organize your list, create all your tasks at once, because another mistake that people make is they're checking their email, something comes up, they take care of whatever they have to take care of, and then they complete that task, and they go back, check their email again, search for something else that came up. But it's just a very inefficient use of your time. It's better to just go through all your emails once, or whatever you have to go through. Create a specific list of everything you have to do throughout the day, and then just start going off of that list without having to go back and forth. And it's just time consuming. So if you apply these 4 tips, you will be able to reach maximum efficiency in your business. And in part 3, I'm going to go over the last 4 things that you need to focus on if you want to develop maximum efficiency. And if you do develop maximum efficiency, there will be no stopping you. So I want to challenge you to take action on these concepts. This is Alexander Marquez. Visit my blog at alexandermarquez.net. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can click on the 2 links that are below this video. The first one takes you to my blog, alexandermarquez.net. The second one takes you to my free ebooks and my free newsletter, where I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to be successful in your business. And I'll see you, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you on my next video. Take care.